As some of you may know if you watched my last episode, which you guys seem to like by the way, I'm on a mission to get my first ATP point by the end of 2022 and be one of only 2,200 people classified as professional players. To get where I want to be, I'll need to play lots of tournaments throughout the year, the first of which comes next week on Thursday. This is the official start of my tournament season. It's a British Tour event, which for anyone outside the UK is a men's national tournament. All the events at British Tour level also have a minimum of £500 prize money, so that's definitely worth fighting for. So from now until the end of March, I'm going to be playing 5 British Tour events in Edgbaston, Stirling, Corby, Newport and Bath. And I'll be taking you guys along to each of those events and showing you how I get on. Today, I'm going to show you how I prepare for next Thursday's event and what steps I put in place to be able to play at my highest level. There are always 4 key areas I look out for when leading up to an event. Those are my tennis, my body, sleep, and a kit check. Oh, and by the way, 79% of you that watched last week's video aren't subscribed. If you want to join the journey, click that subscribe button. Let's first start off with my tennis. The main thing I like to work on in the lead up to an event is working on specifics in my game. For me, that's serve and my ground strokes. Just to get repetition on certain shots I feel I need more practice on. I do this with a slinger ball machine, so now let's take a look at the 3 main patterns I work on. Starting off with the forehand side, I was working on forehand inside out and forehand inside in, trying to hit an aggressive ball and maintain a good recovery position to make it more realistic. I would go cross for a few shots and decide to switch line on the right ball. I was aiming to the right of the slinger bag to get good width on my shot, and then on the line ball looking to go for power and depth. I tried to keep a high intensity in this drill, so I would hit between 6 and 8 shots and then take a 20-second rest and then go again. I also worked again from the ad side on my backhand. Again, the drill was going cross court and then switching line, but I did 2 different variations. One where I was being aggressive and stepping in, and one where I would sit back and play more of a rally / defensive ball with lots of spin. My aim, again, was to open up the angle and then go down the line, but with a slightly shorter position on the court. And again, playing between 6 to 8 shots to keep the intensity high. The last pattern was a mix of the 2 previous drills. I would go aggressive forehand inside out, then recover back to the centre and go back up the line with the backhand. This was just to simulate more of a realistic point situation by working both skills combined into one. I also did some work on the volley, and here was my highlight. I always finished with some serves. I put out 2 targets, one in the out wide position and one in the tee position on the juice side. I'll hit serves until I hit both of the targets. The wide serve I actually got on my first attempt, but the tee serve took me slightly longer. But it's still a good drill to improve your patience and focus on every serve, otherwise you'll be there forever pretty much. Now let's move on to my body. Here I had a physio session with my physio Keelan.
Hi, I'm Keelan. I'm Felix's physio, helping him through his tennis journey.
So this was a maintenance session, so I didn't have any specific problems. We started off with an assessment. We assessed my rotation of the upper body, my internal rotation of my shoulders, and also my internal and external rotation of my glutes.
Your shoulders, maybe this side is coming forward a bit more. You have to back tightness. So we'll work on your shoulder, and it should be that you get the range but not so much of a poke in the shoulder.
So my glutes are fine, just the shoulder and back to work on. He then got to work on massaging my shoulder. It was actually pretty painful sometimes.
That's the spot. He's got it.
It's a bit of frictioning to the anterior shoulder, stimulate a bit of healing.
He then worked on my back and showed me some exercises which I can do to strengthen my back as part of an injury prevention routine I have with him that I can do leading up to and during tournaments. And we finished with some tips for a good warm-up.
And to warm up, I think you know the hip scoops, any kind of lunging and some of your footwork, and then making sure you go through the motion of all your tights. Yeah? Cool. Good. Alright, we'll finish first.
Now onto sleep, probably the most underrated element of preparation in my opinion. Leading up to an event, I'll try to get at least 9 hours of sleep per night. This usually means I'll try to get to bed by 9 the day before a match. This is sort of a superstition as well as preparation, as back in the summer I made the final of one of these British Tour events and played some really good tennis, and I was going to bed around 8:30 every evening, and since then I've kept that good habit. The last step of preparation is packing my bag. This will usually be just before we leave to go to an event, and I'll talk in more detail in next Sunday's video about my packing process, but I want to show you the 5 main things that I need to make sure I have in my bag for a tournament. Number 1, we have my rackets. It's important to make sure I have enough rackets that are strong so I don't run out. Number 2 are tennis balls. These are needed to warm up in the morning. Number 3 is my resistance band for a good warm up. Number 4, I've got my tennis shoes. It's pretty important you don't forget these. And lastly, I have to have enough caps and wristbands that I don't run out. Of course, next Sunday I'll be posting the full vlog of next week's tournament, my first tournament of the year. So drop a like on the video if you're excited, and also for the YouTube algorithm. And I'll see you guys next week at 2 PM. Thanks to Biddy Badoo and Dunlop Tennis for sponsoring this journey.